felt good. Uh-oh. What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's Jesse Spec YouTube video. This week we're gonna dive into what exactly I broke at my last time attack race. If you haven't watched my previous video of it, do that first so you can understand it and get up to speed on what exactly happened. And without further ado, join me and let's dive right into it.
Just a Ferrari. Just a Ferrari. C'est dans la veste de gens.
Juno, tu fais quoi par terre là? T'es prêt à regarder la MR2?
Oui.
Okay. Alright, we're back in the office. Today I have two of my friends, Diego and Juno. Say hello.
Hello.
So they look really happy, and me too, but in reality we're going to be looking at what happened to my MR2 on the racetrack last time. So I know cars a little bit more than they do, but I want to see if even somebody of their knowledge can actually see what is wrong with my engine, and that's going to be interesting. So let's dive right into it. You're going to take this skateboard and go underneath and tell me what's broken with my car, okay?
Ça y est. T'es prêt? Là, on te prochaine, qu'est-ce que tu veux? T'es pas un peu trop loin là?
C'est vraiment, tu vois où il y a... Dis-moi si tu vois quelque chose de louche à l'intérieur du moteur.
Tu as quelque chose de bizarre?
Non.
Je pense qu'il a jamais vu un moteur de sa vie à mon avis.
Tu vois pas quelque chose de rayé ou de cassé ou quelque chose comme ça?
Oh bah oui, je vois trop.
Il est où?
Je sais pas, on t'avait dit de regarder ici.
Ouais, c'est ça.
C'est là?
Je pense que t'es juste là.
Ça.
Ok, donc t'as vu. On va en discuter. On va voir si ton papa, lui, y voit. Ok?
Je te sors de là?
Ok, ready? Go. Do you see something strange?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, and you're not a professional mechanic, right? So even an amateur would see that, probably, right?
Oh merde!
Okay, so you understand my problem, huh? Okay, Juno, can you pull out your daddy from underneath the car?
Okay, daddy.
Ow! Okay, ready? So, Diego, what does it look like?
It looks
Yeah!
completely.
Il est cassé. C'est le cas de le dire. Hein?
T'as vu dedans, Juno, ou bien?
Oui, j'ai vu dedans.
Ouais. T'as vu le truc normalement qui doit faire tourner le piston là? C'est un piston. Hein.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Puis tu as le piston qui est au fond, ça me rappelle les bogies ça.
Ouais.
Faut pas serrer dans un auto par hasard.
What you don't know is, with Diego, we used to tune motorcycles, and we had our fair share of engine blows as well back then, but this is another level.
Ça sort de là? C'est bon?
Aïe.
Juno is stuck. Okay. Alright, my turn to lay down and go underneath the car. Let's assess the damage. So as you can see, I already removed the oil pan. And what do we have here? Oh, at cylinder 1 you can see lots of broken aluminum. You can see the crankshaft with no rod on it. And if we look in further, we see the rod is actually snapped with all the auxiliary damage around it. So this is really a hardcore blow. and that the rod just gets snapped off like that, there must have been something that is very severe related to either the screws of the rod or not. And what I should also mention is the oil that you saw in my back mirror when the car was on the racetrack was actually because I have a huge hole in the block behind the starter and lots of oil actually shot out through there. Let me give you a quick close-up on the snapped rod. That's something that you will not see very often, so that's like the ultimate catastrophic engine failure. All right, so Juno and Diego saw what happened. I already took the freedom to open the engine, or at least look at it before they arrived, because I wanted to figure out. But the first thing I saw when I was under the car, Diego, so you can, there's still oil in the pan. Can you guys see anything weird on this part here? There is something that hit this part from the inside. So if you look from the inside here, Juno, give some light here. We can see that the oil is still in there. So if you remember in my last video, I said there was no more oil in it. And look, this is all the oil that was in it still. So there was full of oil, but you see all this metal debris here? And this is the rod that came and hit against the oil pan from the inside on cylinder 4. So here, come and take a look over here, Diego. So here are the parts that I found inside the oil pan. All right, so let's move this out of the way now that we looked at it. So Juno, let's look at what is important and what really broke with my car. So look at this piece. Check it out. You can even show it to the camera actually. Show them the part that is broken on this side here. So as you can see, the damage is really severe. So let me explain to you what this is. So this is parts of the connecting rod that I found inside the oil here, which actually was hitting on this. And if you remember, if you watched my video from last week, I actually was filming when the engine broke, and the only noise we heard is boom. There was no bum, 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 bum. So, and everything broke like this, so it's really strange. So I will anyway blend in some footage of when it broke. So let me explain to you, Juno, what happened. So we have the piston here, we have the crankshaft here, and we have the connecting rod. This is part of the connecting rod. And what happened is, Diego, show this to your daddy as well. This is the key of the puzzle. If you can see this screw, this is a connecting rod screw. It broke perfectly straight and it's bent. When the screw is bent, Juno, you can give it back to me. When you see the screw that is totally bent like this is actually a sign that the connecting rod opened at one point. So one screw, not this one, but the other one, broke clean off. So when the cap opens up, the screw breaks clean off, but the other one stays in here. So it bent it, and that's how you know. So the catastrophic engine failure that I had was related to the fact that one screw broke, then the hat of the connecting rod broke off and destroyed the whole engine. Now the question is, Juno, why do you think this happened? Pourquoi tu penses que c'est arrivé ça?
Because you bent your car.
When I crashed it before? Well, I would have hoped it was that, but it wasn't that. The reason is, you know, this engine, the blue one, the 2ZZ, is actually an engine I bought from an old car. And I put it in there. And the problem is the car had like 170,000 kilometers. And it was an old car. And I checked the engine, but I put it in, but I didn't take everything apart. So probably what happened is this screw and the second one got tired, and because they were old, they broke, and that's how the engine broke. So in the end, that's life, that's racing cars, and that's fixing cars. So now the question is, Juno, what shall I do? Shall I fix this engine, or shall I put even a bigger engine in the car? What do you think? You don't know.
Put a bigger engine.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you know, if I have to take everything out, I feel like, okay, maybe let's put a bigger engine in, an even faster one. But on the other hand, I like this engine so much that I feel like I only used it 1 year, so it's a bit a shame. So maybe if I fix it and tune it a bit more, can be not bad as well. So tell me in the comments, guys, what do you think? Should I change the 2ZZ out, or should I get a new, bigger one?
Maybe a Honda engine?
What do you guys think? Diego, did you have a Accord Type S?
Yes, I did.
So the K24 engine is what you had? And,
Well, I guess so.
and that's the one I would like to put in.
Oh,
So it's really popular in America, actually, people do that. So yeah, anyway. Ouais, tout en haut, ouais. Alors, crank.
preparation.
What were you wondering about?
If there's any chance you can use the engine,
The parts?
yeah. Or I mean, can you fix it, or do you have to change the
Yeah,
whole thing?
probably I can keep the head, so all this part here until here, but the block, the down part, basically, the engine really popped open and there's a hole in the block. That's why oil flew all over the place as well. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna have to change the block. I checked already. It's maybe 2,000 or 2,500 francs for the block. So we'll see. Or I go for K24. Okay, so another reason why I want to keep the 2ZZ is many people, you saw, as Diego was saying before, there's a lot of space in here. So what can you fit in here if there's a lot of space, Diego?
Well, I guess a bigger engine.
Bigger engine, or if I keep the same engine, something that does turbo, exactly, or supercharger as well. I was also explaining for people who don't know, this is the same engine as used in quite a few Lotuses, so this is why I also like this engine, you know. I have a little bit of an issue putting a Honda engine into a Toyota, to be honest, because it's not, yeah, I don't like it so much, but it's a good engine, so I don't know exactly what to do. Yeah, but as Diego said, like, there's so much space and the turbo would fit in perfectly in here. So you see, we could really easily fit a turbo in there, and that's another thing I was thinking to do with this car as well. Is either once I get tired and I don't have enough horsepower, I can maybe do that, but that's the battery, to protect the battery. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's the air filter in the back there.
That's all I know.
Another important thing to look at, we saw what broke, but there's one important thing to do. So Juno, what do you have in your hand there? What is that?
Camera.
Is it a camera? Show me the screen. What does it look like?
Is that a camera?
Oh my god. So this is a little camera, and we're gonna go look into the cylinder and see if anything broke inside the cylinder. So Diego, can you remove the coil?
Yeah.
Okay, put that here. Then you go inside the cylinder and take a look at it. You can go all the way in, all the way in. Voila. Okay, Juno, show me what the camera looks like. Ooh. Can you see anything strange? Anything broken inside?
It looks like, yeah.
A little bit.
So, just so you guys know, I looked at it before because, you know, being the guy who did the tuning on this engine, I of course wanted to check if something was broken inside, and very happily to see that actually nothing has been damaged on the inside of the cylinder. Everything that was broken was below, underneath. But right, you don't see anything suspicious, other like cracks or melted metal or stuff like that.
What about the round? You can see
The circle
here.
in the middle. Show me
Yeah.
in the camera. Let me see.
Tack.
Oh. So, of course, I thought somebody would ask that question, and I checked, and actually the stock pistons, they have this shape cut into all of them, so it's perfectly normal. Okay. And as you can see, there is a little bit of debris inside there, but nothing suspicious, to be honest. It's pretty yeah, clean in there. And also from the bottom of the piston, from underneath, I looked at the piston and nothing was melted or whatsoever. All right.
Do you know? Do you know for what we use this camera too?
Okay, let's take a quick look at the parts that we found in the oil pan and stuck in the block. I actually had a few parts that were literally stuck in the block, like in the aluminum. So here you can see, this is the proof basically that one of the rod bolts broke and the other one was bent. And that's actually the only proof we need to know why the engine broke, because that is something that would induce all the rest of the damage. So here you can see the carnage, which is pretty consequent. Okay, we're back in the office. I hope this video, although it was very painful to make for me, or sort of, let's say it like that, the big pain is going to come from now, where I'm going to have to remove the engine and everything I did recently just to fix it. So now there's a really key point to this video that I want to first of all make is, in racing, happens. That's just something you cannot avoid. This engine broke. I checked with the camera, I checked inside out. There are no signs whatsoever that the engine broke due to some human error or something like that. It's just, you know, a bit harder use on an old engine that had over 170,000 kilometers, and of course a lot of rev limiter, but the rev limiter was only at 8,200 or 8,100, so not much higher than stock. And the tune was mostly very rich and exhaust temps were at 680 degrees maximum. Honestly, a broken con rod and how it broke with the bent screw, as you can see, is a factual proof that there is a mechanical failure and there is no tuning failure behind this. And also I could tell that the car was running absolutely fine and for no reason it just broke and snapped the rod. Sadly, the block is destroyed because there's a huge hole in it. So, and now I'm at a turning point that is really important, is what shall I do from now? And I want you guys to vote and participate in this and comment below, please. I really would appreciate your feedback. What should I do? Should I put a bit more effort in the 2ZZ, or should I do a new swap series and go to K20 or K24 like many have done as well? Honestly, if I may give my opinion, I feel it's a bit early still to ditch the 2ZZ platform. Honestly, I like that engine. It's so nice to drive. It's maybe not the fastest one, but it's just an amazing feeling engine. It feels so raw. It feels so aggressive, man. It rips. Honestly, it's, especially with the current tune and everything, it really felt amazing. So what do I do? Engine is destroyed in any case. Do I fix the 2ZZ? Find a used one, put a brand new short block in it. I'm almost tempted to do that. Or I get rid of everything, sell the 2ZZ swap and everything, and make a new swap series on how to swap a K engine, Honda K engine, into an MR2. Tell me what you think. I would like to have opinions, and if you guys also have some arguments that you can give in favor of one or the other, I would appreciate it. To be honest, I'm tending more to fix the 2ZZ because I feel I did not go through its whole potential. But on the other hand, since now the engine is broken, it would be a good chance to do that. But yeah, I'm not quite convinced yet. So convince me. Comment below. Tell me what you think. I need some viewpoints here. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you could learn something about it, that you could see something also that is unusual. And this is also so you understand my pride and my my emotions have taken quite a big hit with what happened at the last time attack race. But I'm trying to stay positive and work on it and go from there. And each experience you do in the end is something new that you learn. And I have definitely learned something, is that you should never trust an old block, because you might actually have some of the old rod bolts that might actually die, especially if the engine hasn't been maintained well. Just so you remember, maybe when I opened this engine up, I never removed any of the pistons or anything. I only did the head and the exterior parts, the oil pump and that kind of thing. But I on purpose did not disassemble the crankshaft and everything, because it was fine for 170,000 kilometers. It had 190 horsepower on the dyno, so I did not feel like there was a point in taking it apart. However, we've just proven that there are some weak points, and the engine honestly on the inside was very brown, like if oil hadn't been maintained very well. So that's maybe a sign that in those cases it's maybe better to put reinforced rod bolts or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, there's no point to talk too much about all this. The fact is the rod bolt destroyed my engine. So now I'm at a turning point and I need you guys' input so I can make a decision from where I'm gonna go from now. So thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure to do so. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.